Who taught you how to knit? How did you learn?
My mom. My mom taught me how to knit. I come from a long line of knitters on both sides of my family. Both my grandmothers knit, and they learned from their mothers. Everybody in everybody in my family knits. They're all very crafty too. My aunts are sewers and knitters and painters, and we just have a very deep-rooted appreciation for handmade things. And I learned how to knit from my mom. She knits. She knits for me a lot. She knit one of the little baby sweater samples for me. She's a big help, so she's great. I learned from her.
That's wonderful. She must be excited that you're actually dyeing yarn.
She is excited. Yeah, she loves it. Yeah, she pretends like she comes over to she pretends she comes over to see me, but then she always walks away with a couple skeins of yarn. So.
Something new.
Yeah, know what's going on.
I love it. I wish my mom knit. She's not I've tried with all my might to get her to knit with me, but she just doesn't catch her like it caught me.
Yeah, bug yet.
Yeah. So what's been your worst knitting disaster, or in your case maybe dyeing disaster? Yarn dyeing.
Ooh, yarn dyeing. I've had a lot of yarn dyeing disasters revolving around the color red.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, it's so hard. And red is such a good color when it's done right, and people love red,
I love red. It's one of my most favorite colors.
It's a lot of people's favorite colors, and I think that maybe in yarn, maybe it's hard to find just the right red because it's such a hard color to get right. I mean, even it's like if you're painting your house, painting a red wall, you have to do like 5 coats of red, right? It's always really hard to get a solid, and it's like that. It's just the pigment. It's like that in everything. So, and in yarn dyeing, it's no exception. So I'm going for perfect, fire engine red, and it comes out hot pink, and I'm going, what?
What happened?
Or it's brown, or it's really hard. So actually, it's something that's always on my mind.
I never realized that. I didn't think about it. I don't know why, but it is always hard to paint like a wall red or paint something red. You always have to layer it a ton of times. Complicated
one.
Interesting.
And
so I learned something new.
There you go.
Okay, so can you tell the followers a little bit about the items that you're doing for the giveaway? You're going to do the 4 Seasons ebook pattern.
Yeah.
Patterns for them. So tell them a little bit about the hats that are in that, kind of how it came to be, and then and a little bit about the sweater pattern too.
Sure. So I believe there'll be 2 winners for the giveaway, right? One person will get an actual hat kit. In the so the kit comes with the pattern. The pattern has all 4 motifs. So it's basically the 4 Seasons hat pattern. It started off because I love a slouchy hat design. Yeah. I just love I love wearing slouchy hats. I love knitting slouchy hats because it's such a perfect foil for multicolored, for complicated motifs, because it looks so complicated, but it's really so simple because you're knitting in the round. There's no really increasing, decreasing. It's just a straight hat pattern, so it's super easy, super fun. And so then I started, I had a bunch of my first design that I did in the collection was the fall one, the autumn pattern with the autumn with the rose motif and the meandering vine, and that came about because I wanted to use some fall sort of autumn inspired colorways. I had some relatively new colorways at the time last fall were my velvet and my sunset colorway, which are really autumny and rich and fall type colors. And so I wanted to design a hat using those colors together. I just loved how they looked together. And I did the fall, and then as soon as I did, one that was so seasonally inspired, that was so fall inspired, I was like, oh, I can do one for every season. I got all excited about it. So then I did, all the other seasons as well. They're basically, all 4 hat designs. They're all the same pattern. They have a lot of the same color work details, they all have their meandering vine motif, and then they just have their one central motif that's differing. So there's 4 patterns in one, and you can knit whatever pattern you want in whatever colorway you want, which is fun. I saw somebody on Ravelry knit the winter hat, so like sort of the snowflake motif, but with the autumn colorway. That's pretty cool. They mix things up. I like to see that sort of thing. And then so one lucky winner will get the hat kit in the summer colorway, since it's summertime. They can knit whatever pattern they want in those colors. And then another winner will get the patterns giveaway. So they'll get the ebook, the Four Seasons Hat ebook, as well as the I Heart Erin pattern, which is my first adult sweater pattern, which is just something I'm very excited about. It was literally, I called it I Heart Erin. It's very difficult for me to break out of a name for something when I've been calling it something all along. Like it just like in my head it was always I Heart Erin, and then when I came to finish and heart, like I was in my head I was seeing a heart. Like I wasn't saying the word, but at any rate now I have to say it. But I really love my Aran White yarn base. That's why I knitted in the naturally undyed yarn first, and then my mom knit another sample that's in the pattern photos in the Dove colorway, which was a new colorway this spring, and it looks great in that colorway as well. And it was again, I loved that sort of heart cable motif, and
it's
just
cute. It's subtle though. It's not like, hearts that you would see on
they're sort of, it's kind of like really pretty. An arrow, but if but if you if you want it to look like a heart, then it looks like a heart.
Yeah, it looks like
and then a big shawl collar. It was just
which I love. That's just classic and traditional.
Yeah, just love it. I love
it's a good sweater.
Yeah. Thanks.
So last but not least, if you were to be drinking your favorite drink while reading my blog, what would it be?
Coffee. Cappuccino. We got a cappuccino machine for our wedding gift from my big brother and his fiance last year, and we make cappuccinos every single day, and I just love cappuccino time.
Lucky you.
Yes, it's
That's
wonderful.
Great.
Yeah, every afternoon we take a break for a cappuccino, and I just love it. So that's probably drinking my cappuccino, reading my blogs. That's what I do.
Good. Thanks, Tanis, so much for being here with us.
It's my pleasure.
And for sharing a little bit about yourself and your company, and for being our sponsor. Come back anytime.
I will. Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Booyah. It's recording. See the fish in the background?
I have a book. What is it? It is a book. I give you a pencil. Is it a pencil? Yes.